GearNetwork.com.
The following is a presentation of the Gear Radio Network.
So, Fatman.
Wait a second. You're not sleazy.
I'm Canadian Sleazy, sir. We've been through this. Have you been taking your medication?
It's not near me. Fuck. No. So, Sleazy's on assignment. But we do have a fucking mark here.
Hardest working fucking on the field journalism we have.
So let's talk about the show that's still going on the wrestling show.
Welcome to the wrestling show. It's Canadian Sleazy.
It's the Fatman. And we're, as I mentioned in the show, Sleazy's, quote, on assignment or jerking off to hermaphroditic porn. Haven't used that in a long time.
Or like he's getting paid for real work, so we kind of had to bullshit a show. Yeah.
He's jerking off to hermaphroditic porn. But as always, we have Pennsylvania
the man
Fats.
who's always introduced first on the wrestling show. Chip Willett is here, everyone.
How's it going, guys?
Oh, you're a fucking mark. All right. So,
the longest wrestling show in history, Supercard of Honor.
It started.
And not only, this is our first taste of Ring of Honor ran by Tony Khan.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how they were able to move the ring from New Orleans, still have a card while it's like getting transported to Texas. But it was still going on, man. I don't know how they were able.
They used a large flux capacitor.
That was pretty.
Right.
That was pretty talented. That's back to the. Oh, god damn it! Where we're going, we don't need roads.
You missed an opportunity to say where we're going. We don't need rings.
No road. You got to quote the movie. God damn it! All right. Was there a pre-show to this?
There was. I wouldn't be able to tell you what it was now.
Okay, cool. Let's not talk about it because I didn't watch it. So, the show proper opened with Swerve Strickland versus Alex Zane. 11 minutes and 40 seconds. I have no star ratings from anybody, but I'm going to look them up.
So what you're saying is we're the pioneers of Ring of Honor show star ratings.
Sure fucking are. Do any of you guys remember this match?
Yes.
Well, then talk about it.
I mean, it was great to see Swerve back wrestling again. Alex looked a little, I don't know, just in the ring, Swerve really outperformed him. And there were some missed spots, but there were a couple of nice spots by him too. I'll give it I wouldn't have really, out of all the matches that happened, I wouldn't have really put that as a starter. So, but I'd give it about 3 stars.
I find the trend got started really fucking early on this pay-per-view card that if you are an AEW member, you were winning a match tonight. And no matter what way I looked at it, this was a good little opener. Ring of Honor style, really good. I do like Swerve. And not that the right kids didn't go over in most of these matches, because they fucking did. Swerve should have been the one to go over here. It just felt weird. You could tell from the opening match that this wasn't a normal Ring of Honor show.
Right. I also gave it 3 stars. It was a good match, but to take a poison run on the floor, I can't even read my fucking handwriting, and then hit a finisher, and then you kick out of it. Typical indie shit that that I didn't like. just like you're taking the poison around from the apron onto the floor, then taking a finisher, and you're still kicking out. It's like,
yeah, that was hard to believe.
That was totally AEW-ish and almost to a point of Ring of Honor-ish in terms of Ring of Honor with their spot monkeys and their spot fest kind of deals that normally would open the Ring of Honor show.
right. So I did find star ratings from voiceofwrestling.com. The guy's name is Shane, no last name.
Shane, fuck you, Shane, for taking us away from our being the only people putting out Ring of Honor stars.
He gave it 3 3/4 over any piece of shit. We had Ninja Mac.
Ninja Mac. I love fucking Ninja Mac. I've really gotten into watching him through GCW and stuff too. Really appreciate the fact that his name is Ninja Mac and wears ninja shoes. It's the little things.
He faces Vacant, which turned out to be Brian Cage. Squash match, 2 minutes 50 seconds. I mean, half star. It was what it needed to be. Brian Cage was
debuted as Tully Blanchard's new
in Tully Blanchard's Incorporated, and again, it was what it needed to be. Chip.
Yeah, it was a squash match. I do like, although I see it kind of being like FTR. Not FTR, sorry. It's like Taz's stable in AEW is what Tully Blanchard's doing. I mean, and right away starting off with Brian Cage. But I think Tully Blanchard's stable will have more success than Taz's did.
I do like the idea that Tully Blanchard stays in Ring of Honor, and that's kind of where his home base kind of works out now. Brian Cage is perfect for you as a main person in your stable, and grab those two. And I don't want to show no disrespect to them because I just can't remember their names and they weren't very memorable to me. But grab the tag team that are going to get you some exposure here.
The Gates of Agony.
Right. So actually, there are 2 people reviewing this show, and I didn't even realize it from Blaze. One of them is Gerard. He gave the first match 3.5. The other person gave this a dud because it was what it was supposed to be, and Gerard gave this 3.5. It's a squash match, you piece of fucking shit, Mark.
Well, then we shouldn't be following his ratings. Go ahead and 86 that real quick.
No, we kind of got to compare them to see how bad the rest of them are.
If I'm calling it a squash match at less than a star, then that guy gets to go. Hit the bricks.
Yeah, right? We have one guy like that. We don't need another one.
We have a couple jaded folks. What are you talking about?
I'm jaded. But come on.
You're jaded. Chip's a mark. I'm a Fed chill. Sleazy's Asian fetish is just taking over. And Dietz is AEW mark. I really do believe we have all of our bases covered for proper journalism.
Technically, to be properly covered, doesn't he have to be on the show?
That is also true.
Between the 4 of us, we can do the bare minimum for AEW promoting that Dietz don't do.
Okay, fair enough.
We tell it like it is about AEW, unlike Dietz. Jay Lethal versus Lee Moriarty. It went 14 minutes and 50 seconds. The Shane person gave it 4 stars. This Gerald person also gave it 4 stars, and I do think they are both overrating pieces of shit.
Yeah, but so I do enjoy when you call over and underrating pieces of shit because it's kind of our gimmicks. But what to you constitutes over and under? If they're saying 4 and you're saying 3, is 1 star really determining them to be overrating pieces of shit? Or are we going like it's got to be a couple of stars?
I gave it 3.5, and I still call them an overrating piece of shit because they're overrating the match.
That is not a reason to call somebody.
Yes, it is. I've been doing it for almost 10 years.
I understand.
Yes, it is. It's my gimmick. Let me get my shit in and get out, okay? God damn. Fucking asshole. Really good match. Psychologically sound. Lethal turning heel, I think, was a right call. He's a better heel, and it was great character work.
Finally. Fucking finally.
Right.
I do, and again, this is kind of foreshadowing, but it's been that long now, and by the time people hear this anyways, right. I do love the Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt pairing. There's such a connection with TNA and even Ring of Honor between the two of them. That new big Indian fella that's with him. Everybody shit on that debut because of how the debut came across, because of the lights out. But what better two people for that big guy to be put with to know the business than Sanjay Dutt and Jay Lethal?
Agree.
I give it 3 3/4. Told the story.
Already a piece of shit.
Dickhead.
And
I had to.
it was good to see. I like the remorse in Jay Lethal's face.
For that,
And then we went full on. And then they went full on heel. Kick side L's, crutch whip him, beat him, hit his leg, and then act like it was okay. And Sanjay came back, and then, well, you'll see what happens later on.
All right. Match for the interim ROH Women's Championship. So I understand this was on the show because Deonna Purrazzo was working the Impact show that night.
Which is kind of stupid when you think about how the Briscoes were able to do both shows. But I just want to point out for all these people like me that are in the math and statistics, the past 3 matches won by an AEW talented person. This match has an AEW talented person. Can you guess who won?
Mercedes Martinez versus Willow Nightingale. 12 minutes, 45 seconds. Sean gave this 3 stars. Gerard gave this also 3 stars. Sleazy, you're the woman. Oh, wait. Chip.
Damn. Yeah, I give it 3 stars as well. I don't think the right person went over. I think Willow should have won, but I'm sure this will start a 50-50 match booking with them.
No, it won't. We know why.
As Canadian Sleazy and somewhat a wrestling enthusiast to the women that bounce in the ring, I'm with. I didn't know where else to go with that shit. I'm with Chip. I really thought Willow should have won, and I get the whole theme of AW people contracted all night have been going over for certain things, but even still, like he's been using Willow and AEW Dark and stuff like that. There's no reason why he couldn't have picked that. The only reason I could think is because he thinks that there is a big money match between Mercedes and Deonna. Probably right.
Which there is.
For their big money match. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see it drawing any extra, but I think the names that draw whatever card that's on are going to be helped that when they get there, Deonna Purrazzo is fighting Mercedes Martinez.
Yeah, I was going to say name value. Mercedes Martinez has probably a better name value. And Ryan, maybe I'm mistaken, but wasn't she a heel and like in ROH, like at the end? She wasn't like this bubbly, but again, it's been 4 months since ROH. I haven't seen her in the indie shows, but like she wasn't this bubbly personality like she was when she came out. So I was just like, what the fuck happened?
It's like the little nuances when Kaylee Ray was happy and then sad and then left the business because of mental health and then came back to be not as happy but wrestle and then leave and then come back again. Willow had these just... And I'm a fan of the little things. It's like the way she walked, the way she kind of entered the ring, certain moves and how she did them. It wasn't the normal Willow. You know what I mean? It was something different.
Right. No, I was just saying I thought she was a heel.
She was. But
then she became this bubbly baby face. So I was just like, it's been 4 months since I've seen her. So a lot has probably changed in 4 months, obviously. It was an okay match for a house show. Willow almost fucking killed Mercedes Martinez with that fucking moonsault. Woo. Woo, woo, woo. They ended the match short, I think.
Well, if they didn't and that was supposed to be the match, they were fucking lucky.
So, Chip, remind me to talk about this. Group led by Dave Stewart preparing bid for a potential MLB expansion team in Nashville.
Yeah, well, it's funny because they were from the Orioles to Nashville, so there's 4 more shooters today.
Okay, let's talk about the worst match of the weekend. ROH World Tag Team titles. The Briscoes versus FTR. 27 minutes to 25 seconds.
Match number 5 with an AEW person contracted in the match. So for the... Oh, I can do this. Hey,
Wait. You're the tag team wrestling enthusiast?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. I don't think this was match of the year, but if at the end of the year you don't put this in your top 5 as consideration, you're out of your fucking minds. What?
I mean, this is my match of the year right now.
Down. I love this match. It was so good, and the only reason this is not match in the year is it happened at Ring of Honor.
Oh, that's a move.
And currently, my matches of the year is an AEW match. It is the crowd. It is the stage that you're on. Boys, I could go out and have the fucking 5-star match of the year in a cul-de-sac if I wanted to. But if the certain parameters aren't there for it, it's hard pressed to actually call that the best match of the year. It's in the top 5. I just don't think, personally to me, it topped the emotion, it topped the story, and anything between Hangman and Daniel Bryan too. Again, that's just personal opinion.
So what if this is done again on an AEW show?
The magic is gone. They've already done it. Half of the appeal of this match was because everybody was salivating for it, and they wanted it, and wanted it, and wanted it. And then when they thought they were going to get it, when it got teased before Ring of Honor shut down, then it was pulled out again. Like, this has been built and built and built. And they're going to have a great match a second time in any fed they do it. Any indie fed, any Outlaw Mud show, or any big 2 and the 7/5 of the other ones that are considered big feds. Like, but... they do that a second time. It's going to take a lot for it to be better than the first one. It's just shitty. It happened the same year and within a couple of months as Hangman Daniel Bryan too.
Okay. It's not match of the year. But were we watching the same match, Ryan? That crowd was hyped.
I understand. A hype 2,000 people and a hype 10,000 people.
Doesn't matter. That crowd made that match better. That was the hottest thing on that fucking show. This was match of WrestleMania weekend. This was fucking fantastic.
Oh, probably the best tag team match of the year, without question. It's just so much of the... I kind
of understand what you're saying, but you're wrong. I'm not saying it's match of the year either, because I don't think it's match of the year. But when you say
for the
like
first time, why couldn't I have that with 15,000 fans screaming instead of 2,000 fans screaming?
No, and I get it, but the fans were still screaming. So I mean, I gave it 4 3/4. This match was fucking great.
Meltzer gave it 5. What was it missing? For you, what was it missing?
How did Meltzer give it 5? Where's Meltzer's? I don't see Meltzer's star ratings.
Meltzer's is out for that one. You know it is.
Just for that show? Hold on.
Because as you're looking up, I'll kill the dead air.
Thank you.
FTR threw out a tweet a couple of days after because FTR and the Bucks wrestled on Dynamite, and they only got rated 4.5 or 4.75 stars for the Dynamite match. And Dex went on Twitter, the only reason we didn't get 2 5-star matches in a week because Uncle Dave only likes to do that for his sons, the Young Bucks, and nobody else.
Oh, I still can't find them.
Oh, weird. Oh, yeah, no, that Dave's was out for that.
I can't find them. Maybe it might have been that match, but not this show. Because I can't find them.
Okay, well, Chip, you got any input on this match while I look up?
I mean, I thought it was a great match. I mean, I understand where you're coming from with the smaller crowd, but that crowd, like Fatman said, was white fucking hot, and it was from the bell ring to the bell end, and then the way they turned on the Young Bucks and the Young Bucks came in, which again was a classic way to set up.
But it didn't need it.
Match.
It did not need that. And I actually hated that happened.
But they did it to
pop a rating on Dynamite. That was the pop a rating on Dynamite.
Yeah, and
you
after that, it was
ROH did 20,000 pay-per-view buys. You think 20,000 more people watched Dynamite? No, they didn't. Dynamite scored their lowest rating in a month. No, wait, that was last week. It was the week before. But it still was down. So it's like, why?
But it was a big fuck you to the ROH crowd. How they left it is how they continued it. So it's going to build for them to have a match again in ROH and be hated.
And here's the thing.
Be the super heels.
It doesn't matter because Tony Khan owns both. So it doesn't matter.
And Nick made that perfectly clear.
Taste in the mouth of ROH fans when ROH fans are going to watch AEW, AEW fans are going to watch ROH. I just hated it because they did it to pop a rating on Dynamite. That's why I hated it. If there was, and I understand that you do that sometimes, even WWE's done in the past, so I'm not, and I shit on them for doing it too. You do it to try to pop a rating. I just didn't like it. It left after that match, after that the Code of Honor, everything. That
was great at the end. Yeah.
It left a sour taste in my mouth. Ryan.
So I found two different places. One being Wikipedia, so I always like to double check when you find stuff on Wikipedia. And there's another article up on iwnerd.com. The 199th 5-star rated match from Dave Meltzer was FTR versus the Briscoes. So the next time the next match that gets rated 5 stars after, the next time he does it, next match that he does that for will be the 200th match he's rated 5 stars.
So you know it's going to have the Young Bucks in it.
Yeah. He's going to wait.
See, I even looked on IW Nerd. I couldn't find his. That's so weird. You got the whole show or just that match?
It's a list that got put up under topics of Dave Meltzer's 5-star match list and every match he's ever given 5 stars.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Normally I go to IW Nerd and they actually have the whole Dave Meltzer's whole star rating list. I went on there and they only gave me...
You want to know why? I'd say he just rated that match.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. He just watched the show for that match. Because the Young Bucks showed up at the end. That's the only reason why. We all know the only reason why. But no, that match was fantastic. And maybe that's why I didn't give the full 5 stars, because the end of it just left a sour taste in my mouth. Like, you didn't need this. You did not need it. So... ROH Television Championship, Brett Titus defends against Murder Grandpa.
Who didn't think, there's no way Jay Briscoe's winning the world title.
Right.
There's no way Murder Grandpa's winning the TV title.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming either. But again...
Especially
hindsight.
What happened 2 days ago, 3 days ago.
Right, with Joe fucking beating him for the title. So, I thought this match sucked. I mean, it was a let me up match.
Anything that followed what just happened.
Yeah, Murder Grandpa was like, fuck your offense. I ain't gonna sell shit. Because, New Japan.
Because Murder Grandpa.
Because he's Murder Grandpa. And Rhett Titus, it was like a 6-minute squash match.
That's nice for Rhett Titus to get 6 minutes.
Right. It was just, I gave it a half a star. I was like, this is bad.
Chip, as the residential New Japan expert, we'll call you, not New Japan champion on our scorecards, but New Japan expert.
Shut up, asshole. I like the match because I just like the strong style, and I like the fact that he beat the living shit out of Brett Titus. I didn't give it more than 3 stars, though. I only gave it 2.25, but it was still enjoyable for me to watch.
Oh, by the way, those two guys, One of them rated the tag title match 5. The other one rated 4.5. They gave this. Oh, right. Talk about the match while I looked that up.
Again, I just thought this was just going to be a generic throwaway. It was the first match that technically both combatants had no contractual obligation to AEW.
But Suzuki had been
really weird. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know who was going to win, but I didn't know who was going to win. But I would not have said Minoru Suzuki was going to win the Ring of Honor TV title at all.
No.
And while you're looking for that, I get to have a little fun. So last time we were talking about the scorecards, and Supercard of Honor happened to be one of the scorecards from WrestleMania weekend that we did. 6 people joined in on it. Yourself, Chip, finished, I assume, last because you didn't click anything, because you somehow, with all the variables, managed to get a 0.
I didn't do it in time. I had to work triple shifts.
Okay, there had to be something weird, because even if you had guessed something, like if you had to say everything was disqualification or everything was like, you would have
like
done
a
me
pinfall.
something.
Yeah. No,
So,
I was pissed because I was like, oh fuck, I missed it.
So Sleazy is joining on the cards with us. Fatman hasn't yet, but hopefully we'll get him on because this will be cool little stuff to talk about it. I won Supercard of Honor with a total of 93 points. Friends of the show, Blinker was 75. Frosty Jr. was 63. Sleazy finished in 4th place with 42. So now I get to double talk shit because he's not here now, and he sucked at predicting the Ring of Honor pay-per-view. So
he doesn't watch the product. Well, at the same time, no one watched the product.
Again, something cool to throw in to kill the time that I am your current resident, reigning, defending, undisputed Ring of Honor scorecard champion.
It's the small victories, Ryan. It's the small victories.
I love them. This is the little things.
One of them gave him 3. One of them gave him about 2 3/4. ROH Pure Championship, Josh Woods defends against Wheeler Yuta, 12 minutes and 55 seconds. I am the ROH Pure apologist, I guess. This was okay.
Wow.
I mean, Wheeler Yuta, he's great. I really like Wheeler Yuta, but I don't think he fits the Pure style as well as I don't even think Josh Woods does, to be honest.
Oh, I thought Josh Woods did fantastic.
I mean, he's great, but I don't know. I don't think Wheeler Yuta fits the Pure style. I don't think Josh Woods did either. They did okay. It was watchable. It was an okay match for a house show. I don't know. I wasn't feeling this match.
2.5-star match.
I wasn't feeling this match. All right, Chip.
I gave it 3 stars. I loved the match. I felt a little disconnected. Wheeler Yuta didn't really get the Pure wrestling, and Josh is just really good at it, so he helped Wheeler throughout that. I don't understand why Wheeler went over, but I'm curious.
AEW.
I know, but I'm curious to see if they have him keep it or if he gives it up soon.
Oh, he's keeping it. They're pushing him to the fucking moon.
I mean, when you actually think about like the time frame of when that happened and everything else since then over a couple of weeks, like he won that belt, then he had that match with Moxley the next week. Then they did like but in stupid classic AEW fucking fashion, this is your newest person you're rocking a strap to for 3 or 4 weeks, and then oh look, there's a new toy. Oh look, there's a new toy. Oh look, there's a new toy. It is. There's a reason WWE does mass fucking releases all the time because there's too much fucking talent, and now AEW. He bought Ring of Honor to use all this extra talent he had, and he's still got too much talent. He has 2 promotions.
I'm still clapping to that because I've been saying that for fucking ever, and people are calling me fucking stupid. Like, I'm like, WWE does these mass releases because there's too much talent. AEW picked up literally everyone and now they got too much talent. Well, they got Dark, Elevation, Rampage, Dynamite. Now they got ROH. It's like, but they bring in indie talent to put over the guys that they like. What are you doing?
I get that one because most of the time the Dark Elevation. I'm trying to remember in my mind which one is worded. The one that one is at the live shows, one is a taped.
I think Dark is taped. Yes,
like Dark is taped in Orlando studios. That's correct.
I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think
if that's how it breaks down, yes, those indie guys are normally only used for Dark and Dark Elevation, which is at the TV show, is that's your triple. You know, we had this conversation.
Yeah, I know, but if you're gonna have so much talent, and you're gonna sign so much talent, why are you bringing in outside talent? Like it makes no sense to me. Like, I understand that you're giving them time on a TV show to get noticed, and that's actually great. I like that aspect of it, but it still doesn't make any sense to me as to why you're signing so much talent and then showing off indie talent. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand it.
Well, that's fair.
But back to Wheeler Yuta. I hope that's not what they're going to do. I hope, like the shiny new toy. I hope that they're going to keep pushing him. But I am afraid of what is going to happen. Like what you just said. Like, he's just going to be like, he's like, oh, we really like this guy. Oh, look at the kitty.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, like, I'll put it this way: Moxley's contract's coming up soon, and if we fantasy book the idea for a second, Moxley stays in AEW, Wheeler Yuta's fine. They're going to keep doing that thing. Moxley goes back to WWE, and it's a possibility now because Cody just proved it's worth it. And when you come back, if you're actually a big name, you're going to get a good, you know what I mean? Like, the return is worth it. If Moxley goes back, I think Wheeler Yuta is fucked.
Maybe. I see what you're saying because it'll just be Danielson, but it's Danielson with him. So that's why I'm saying maybe. And Regal. So that's why I'm saying maybe, but I get what you're saying, yeah. I don't think Moxley's going back to WWE. I don't. I think he's re-signed with AEW. So, but anyway, main event. Winner take all for the undisputed ROH World Championship. Jonathan Gresham, champion, defends against Bandito, champion. 24 minutes and 55 seconds.
This is a long-ass match.
Oh, my God. Ryan.
I'll start us off. The only thing I remember about this match is the fucking finish and the cool shit after. This match went on longer than it needed to be. Boys, I get that Jonathan Gresham is this fucking deadly wrestler, but Alexa Bliss is fucking taller than him. Sorry.
Alexa.
You know what I mean? Like, I can believe so much.
I feel I've seen this match before, too. Because it looked like
it's a 25-minute match that should have gone 15. Like,
yep.
There was too many, like, showing off Gresham as like the octopus. He could put you in submission moves, and like it was like a good 8-minute stretch where like Bandito was just in submissions and just trying to get out of them. And I'm just like, I like submission wrestling, don't get me wrong, but it's Bandito. Let him be Bandito. Let him fly around the fuck. This is where like I don't like flips and shit, but let him do flips and shit. Like, like this match needed more fucking flips and shit. Like the only time you saw it, you grounded Bandito's strengths, is what you did. The last 5 minutes.
You try to show off more of Gresham's ability to catch wrestle and pure wrestle than actual wrestle.
Because he's going to be on AEW and Bandito isn't. So that's why they were showing off they were showcasing the guy who is going to be there every week. I gave it 3. The last 5 minutes were really good, but it went way too long, and they... I literally said it. Shaved 10 minutes off. It could have been great. All right, Chip.
I like I said, it was too long. I feel I've seen it before. I feel that they did ground Bandito and made him look like he didn't even belong in the ring with Jonathan Gresham. And then there was the end.
Yep, with Lethal coming out and then Dutt turning. Brian alluded to it. It was great. It's what needed to happen. But yeah.
That's a good way to story tell all the way throughout the pay-per-view, though. Have him turn heel and then them go in the back and they're both heel and turn on Gresham.
Yeah, like it's...
Okay, cool. Fucking Samoa Joe, okay?
So, I know Sleazy gave me shit for this. I know I got shit for this for saying it, where it was like, oh my, Samoa Joe showed up. I was just like,
Fuck you.
Like, yeah, I'm sorry. Wasn't fuck you.
When I said it about the Cody thing and about WrestleMania, and I'm a wrestling fan. I fucking love wrestling, and I love the intricacies or whatever the fucking stupid word is. I love how wrestling works. So to me, when you think about places like that, Samoa Joe went home. Cody Rhodes went home. Samoa Joe was one of the standing forever for Ring of Honor. You know what I mean? That moment was that was the end of your original Ring of Honor. There was your nice little throwback to end that show off. Here's fucking Samoa Joe.
Right, and I like Joe, but I don't know, maybe it's the last match he had in NXT that had a sour taste in my mouth where he couldn't fucking wrestle a fucking 10-minute match, and it was just like, I don't know, I know he's probably hurt, and he didn't wrestle for months at the time, and they just needed to get the title off Killer Cross. It was just like, I get it, but at the same time, I don't know. And then he had the fucking strong style match on Dynamite, where you know how much I love fucking people chopping each other to death, and that's all they fucking do.
Hey, fuck you.
I'll say, did you not like that match?
I love that match.
They beat the ever-loving shit out of each other.
Cool.
It's great.
It still sucked. Cool. It still sucked. Sorry. It sucked. Sorry to tell the truth. You can beat the shit out of someone, doesn't mean it's a great match. Like, it sucked.
I will call it a violent match. Not a great match. That was a violent match.
Okay, cool. Still was not a good match. Anyway, overall thoughts on the ROH show. Oh, Chip's going on location.
Oh, AEROHW was surprisingly better than I wanted to give it credit for, and it turned out to be better than the one-match show I thought it was just going to be.
There was nothing offensively bad on this show. So, there's that. So, Chip, what'd you think before you had to head out?
I thought I was surprised it was as good a show as it was. There are things that could have been better, and yeah, the whole AEW everything going over is kind of like, who gives a fuck? Your own federation, why are you trying to pollute or it's like you're trying to hijack fans that have been fans of ROH for years to bring them to AEW, which evidently didn't work because you didn't get your 20,000 you tried to get.
Well, to be fair, 20,000 was more pay-per-view buys than ROH has had in a long time. I will give them credit where credit is.
No, but I'm saying it looked like that Tony Khan was trying to hijack those people by having the AEW wrestlers go over and take them away from ROH. So it's kind of like he's getting it to pick and prod it.
ROH right now and their weekly show is a highlight show.
Their weekly show
right now
just had their last episode.
Oh, really?
Done.
Yeah. So they don't have. So they have to highlight them on AEW television. I get it, and maybe those people that he didn't put over didn't want to sign with AEW, or Tony Khan didn't want to sign. So
like,
I understand. Go ahead. No,
Battle of the Belts 2 that AEW just had. Jonathan Gresham defended the Ring of Honor title against Dalton Castle.
Yeah,
on their TV special. So like the name for them is good.
Was that Battle of the Belts too?
Yeah.
I gotta watch that. So watch that.
It was
okay for house show.
Pretty much. It wasn't anything special. I mean, there was no match that stood out to me like, oh my god, you got to go out of your way to see it. It was solid. That's
Hey Ryan, did you watch is JPW Strong?
Not yet.
All right. I have one more deal, but I gotta go back to Maryland tomorrow and have clean out my grandmother's apartment. But I might be able to watch that for the podcast tonight. We'll see.
All right. So I thought it was a better show than it was going to be. Definitely Briscoes and our FTR were absolutely fucking fantastic. Then we'll get into news and rumors after this break. Okay, we are back. Sleazy's still a bitch, and he's still on assignment while Chip is going to an assignment.
Hey, did we send Sleazy? Oh, nah. Fuck that. We sent Sleazy to, like, sensitivity training or some shit. That's why he's not here this week.
To journalism.
Wow.
We sent Sleazy to
His
journalism.
real quick.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we need him more sensitive than a Mark.
All right. Speaking of Battle of the Belts, apparently Jonathan Gresham suffered a concussion, and he had to cancel his Progress dates for last weekend. And he actually did, I guess, apparently sign with Ring of Honor, or not Ring of Honor, with AEW. So that's cool. Awesome, guys.
That's something.
Yeah, it's definitely news. So Tony Khan's announcement would have been another huge announcement, guys, from Tony Khan. The Dixie Carter of modern wrestling says it will be announced before the show even airs, so we're going to speculate on it. But according to...
Fuck David Meltzer.
Thank you. Quote, I heard rumors of New Japan AEW show, and the only thing I could say is I asked, and it wasn't denied. It wasn't confirmed, and they're not going to confirm it to me. They're not going to confirm it to me, the surprise. Well, he don't know how to fucking talk. So, to me, that leaves that one on the table as a potential surprise, because if they are not doing the show, I believe I would have been told they're not doing the show. What a fucking egotistical piece of fucking shit.
I fucking hate to defend any way, shape, or form of Dave Meltzer in these proceedings, but 100% I believe that to be true. They come out of Dave Meltzer's mouth. If they were having a show, they would have told Dave Meltzer. If they weren't doing the show, they would have looked at Meltzer and be like, "We're not doing the show."
Fuck Dave Meltzer.
I understand, but if Dave Meltzer's like, they didn't tell me that they weren't having a show, then they're probably having a show, because if they weren't having a show, they're going to be like, Meltzer, we're not having a show.
The other possibility is the streaming deal. We know that he's working on that. Obviously, he's got to work on a distribution deal for Ring of Honor. Okay. They need new distribution to keep it going. So I think that timing-wise, it makes the most sense of a story.
So it sucks that because he's usually the better one out of all of us for this logistics kind of thing, and he knows it. What's wrong with just rebranding Honor Club and going from there? They already have one set up.
Because Honor Club's shitty. So
I understand, but as shitty as Honor Club is, so we start with Honor Club. Here we go, boys.
You
Work
fix
with
your,
us.
fix the infrastructure, fix the servers, fix everything. Yeah, I understand. I get it. But I had Honor Club for a year, and that thing was a mess.
I agree about that. I didn't have much issues.
Well, I got all in, and that was actually ran fine. But because that wasn't. Wait, Ring of Honor did produce that. But Supercard of Honor, which is still going on, the one we went to, Chip, you can't find anywhere on Honor Club because the feed was so bad. The Supercard of Honor where we all met, the ending cut off because the feed was so bad. That was before Honor Club, but still, you can't find that.
I'm so glad we got to watch all that live. It was so great.
But so if someone watched Kevin Steen lose the ROH World title, did he really lose it? But and then streaming wise, it kept buffering, and I have high speed internet, and there shouldn't have been buffering. It was just bad, and I think maybe Tony Khan wants to bring like HBO Max to where they're paying him to put it on, instead of him putting money into a streaming thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that to me that makes more sense.
Well, they need to leave Bleacher Report and go back to Fight TV. Yeah, that's me. On the American side, I know Fight TV has in Canada. Did you come across what Dixie Carter was talking about a special announcement she was going to make?
Huh? No, I never heard of it. Announcement from Dixie Carter.
Yeah, I read something that she was going to make an announcement the other day.
Are you confusing Dixie Carter with Tony Khan?
He is, but he isn't, because there was like a bunch of memes popping up comparing Dixie to fucking Tony Khan, and it was just sharing the tweets and the tweets and the tweets. So like Dixie Khan's or Dixie Carter, Dixie Khan.
Tony's new name, Dixie Khan.
Dixie Khan's old Impact tweets, pretending like they were Dixie Khan of AEW. Like,
wow. Yeah, I think it's got to be, and we didn't talk about this. I didn't bring it up. Like Warner Brothers or Warner Media and Discovery they're merging, and there's a lot of parallels between them and WCW right now. And I think obviously AEW is in a better financial place, even though they haven't made a profit yet. They will. It's a new business. Like it's a new business. Take 3 to 5 years to make a profit. Like you can't bitch about them not making a profit when they're new. So, and even Tony Khan said last year they didn't make a profit. So maybe this year will be great. But when two companies merge, as we all know from 21 years ago, it's been 21 years. And even the new heads of the company said we want to trim about $3 billion off the budget. And what people forget is that when WCW's ratings were declining, even in the late 2000s or late 2000, they were still the number one rated program on TNT. So, and they got axed. So I don't. And Matt Hardy came out saying that, they love our ratings right now, which is great, if it's true. But it doesn't matter to them. They're not running the company. The people who are running TBS and TNT now will not be running it when this merger happens. Like, it's finalized. This is the time for them to grow. They need to grow their audience. And I'm not saying they're going to get cut. I don't think they're going to cancel them. I don't. I honestly don't. But they need to start growing their audience or they will get cut. That's just my take. Like, so.
I mean,
if you're not growing, what does Eric Bischoff say? If you're not growing, you're dying. Which I don't believe. You can survive on the audience you have now. But you're paying this talent buku money to work 1 day a week. And yes, they can make money And they're making money on the independent scene where they could get hurt. So there's a risk there. Yes, they're guaranteed contracts, which is great for the wrestlers. I've never bitched and complained about a wrestler getting paid. Ever. Good for them. But they got to start running house shows.
Yeah.
They got to. You go to a market you haven't been to before. It doesn't mean you got to go to Madison Square Garden. Go to a college campus that has like a 3,000 seat arena. You don't got to go to big buildings. Cheap, small buildings. You can probably even break even or turn a profit. But even if you're not breaking even, you're getting your product out there more instead of TNT and YouTube. Yes, YouTube's big. Like we've had this discussion before, but like I think they need to start running house shows. And if they're losing money doing it for the first year, just to get an audience, fine. But if they keep losing money, you got to stop doing that. But try doing house shows. Tell me if you think you disagree. To a point.
The better way to agree or disagree to see if it works is at the end of year 5. And when year 5 is over, boys, are you in the green or are you in the red? Because if you're in the red, there's something new you got to add. But like, I get what you're saying. There's no.
Yep, and that actually makes sense because, like I said, 3 to 5 years of a business needs to make. So if they can sustain, if they can make a profit.
But again, I'll put it this way: say AEW lost $1 million last year, right? As a whole, as everything, AEW lost $1 million last year.
Right.
What the fuck is that to Tony Khan?
That ain't nothing. No, I understand. Yeah. I understand that, and I get it. And none of the expenses, I don't think, are on TNT. I don't think they cover any production costs. I think Tony Khan covers it. I think I may be wrong.
I believe that for them, they can survive. They can, because even the fan base is still gonna. That fan base, you're building a cult for the most part. It's shit to say. I don't mean it in a mean way. I mean, but these people are gonna. You're booking to these people. These people are gonna buy your merch. These people are gonna believe what you say. Like you know what I mean? Like
they're diehards.
Cody, that's them. Cody's a traitor for leaving them. Like
fucking Marcus.
Wait till Renee Paquette gets death threats because Moxley goes back to WWE.
Which is fucking happening.
When I figures, I want to be generous and say 5. Yeah, within 5 years, Moxley's back in WWE.
I think they're banking a lot on this video game that they're planning on coming out. I think that because I think Tony Khan said even last year, well, the reason we didn't make money is because we're spending money on a video game. When that comes out, we'll make money. I don't believe that. Because there was a pandemic and no fucking crowd. That's why you lost money. But think about it. But we'll see. Like again, we'll have to wait and see. I know fucking Sleazy's gonna love hearing that. I just think there's got to be some way you got to grow your numbers. Like do even if it's not running houses, try to find a storyline. Like AEW is in a great position where they can do old school storyline booking to where they don't got monthly pay-per-views. They can build 3 months to a pay-per-view and stretch out a storyline. And make it big.
In hindsight, AEW normally does that for at least 1 or 2 matches. Like the MJF thing right now. Do you think of how many storylines has evolved or been like sucked in and been wrapped around the relationship of MJF and Wardlow?
Right. And it's great. And I'm liking that. I'm loving that storyline. But then you look at, and I'm not saying Adam Page in the ring is bad. He's been having banger matches. The storylines could be better. The matches are delivering. The story isn't. So,
You don't know why? Because Paige is the champ now.
he's not chasing.
Yeah, Paige. And it sucks, but Paige is a transitional champion. I'll call him.
I get what you're saying. He's the guy where like he's the baby face you want to see win. The best example I can give is Gargano in NXT.
And who? I was going to say the best example is like Dusty Rhodes. You want to see him win? He doesn't. He finally wins. He holds the belt for 2 weeks and then gone again.
Yeah, I think what Gargano lost his first title defense. Like to me, yeah, you finally win the big one and then lose it. And I think I said that when we did AEW. Like I think Paige should hold it for no more than. I think he was going to lose at Revolution. Like I think that just made sense. He didn't.
His reign's gone on too long.
Yeah, like you need that. He was a hot baby face chasing a hot heel, and that was a good mixture because Kenny Omega was champion for so long.
Okay, so we'll play the game here now. The next champion, the next person that beats Hangman Page has to be a heel, and it's going to be your next push because this is the next formidable years of AEW. So you need a fucking face at AEW. And that's your champion, and that's your heavy push that's going to help you grow your audience. Who is it?
I want to say MJF, but he's in a feud with Wardlow, and that's probably going to happen at Double or Nothing.
I don't know. They might drag that out and have that happen at the next one.
All Out?
So,
yeah. So which is September? All Out.
May I indulge an idea?
Yes, sir.
Punk takes the belt from Paige. MJF beats Wardlow. They meet up for Punk MJF 3, where MJF gets the belt.
Are you turning Punk heel?
You turn him heel for Paige, and then as soon as that happens, MJF immediately is like, "So, you are a piece of shit. I told you."
Okay, that makes sense.
You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah. But so then you're turning MJF face?
It's AEW.
Yeah, he's heel when we face the other.
He wouldn't work as a face. He wouldn't work as a face.
1,000% MJF would work as a face in AEW because they're still saying the same smarmy, stupid lines. And instead of me saying it about Chip, like I'll use Chip if you're my opponent. Instead of me saying them about you and getting cheered, I'm saying them about the fans and getting booed. You know what I mean?
Okay, I see that.
So MJF can totally be a face in AEW, but CM Punk needs to be a dirty, 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 dirty bastard and fuck Paige over really bad. And then the next thing should happen, like, say, Dynamite, and Punk got a celebration. Out comes MJF with his smarmy piece of shit smile on his face going, "Told ya, yeah." And then kick off that.
That makes sense. Because I thought you were going to say just turn him heel just for Paige to turn him back again for MJF. I'm like, man, you can't flip a guy like Big Show like that. You can't Big Show.
But the problem is in AEW,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, and you're conditioned that you can flip-flop people so many times.
Yeah, we've discussed this before. Depending on what show you want. Yeah. Okay. Alexa. Sadly, she's apparently frustrated over lack of creative plans for her. She hasn't been on TV since Elimination Chamber. Sadly, she just got married. I'm going to go murder a guy. But, yeah, it's...
Ryan Cabrera.
Who? Mike Jones?
Ryan Cabrera.
Yeah. Yeah, but, I mean, she's such a great talent. Use her. I know they kind of pushed themselves into a corner with her character, which with the whole psychologist thing, they could have pulled that out, and they could have just put her back to being the goddess Alexa Bliss. Instead, they kept her as possessed, and I don't know. I'm sad. Cool. Awesome anal cyst. Juice Robinson is leaving NJPW.
Where's it going?
I don't fucking know. I don't care.
Tony Storm's in AEW, right?
Yep.
Bingo.
Apparently, Virgil suffered 2 strokes and can't use one of his arms.
Oh, damn.
From
He's
Virgil.
not a switch hitter anymore. Oops.
Caleb with a K announced his departure from Impact. Ryan said. Ryan's no selling me.
Yeah, of course.
AEW hired Pat Buck. Cool. You guys.
No, sorry, I was
awesome.
just trying to understand why I gave a fuck.
This is news and rumors. I'm just saying the news, man.
I know, but there's no... Okay, big deal. Pat Buck decided that he's with the WWE so long and produced a WrestleMania match and went, cool, I'm done here. I'm going to go over with my buddy.
I'm gonna go work a day a week. I get paid the same amount of money. Good Brothers contract apparently expired.
Who's Pat Buck?
He was a producer for WWE.
Okay.
Apparently, the Good Brothers contract expires in July. I mean, does it matter?
Yeah. It matters now because if you're not in WWE, the indie territory thrives with, as long as you remember where your home base is, that will determine where you can go have some fun.
Which theirs is in JPW, pretty much.
I think they signed with Impact only because Japan had the COVID thing, and I think they will go back to NJPW.
You can sign. You can be a New Japan Pro Wrestling wrestler now and live in the United States because
that's true. Strong. Yeah,
because it's strong.
Yep. Apparently, Brandy Rose had many productive conversations with influential people in WWE during WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah, I saw her coming back.
Cool. All right, just 2 more quick things. WWE is to run Principality Stadium in Cardiff, Wales on September 3rd. It will be a premium live event. And apparently there's already 60,000 tickets already in like a pre-sale hold or something.
Right?
Yep.
But yeah, WWE is going to be out of business in like 2 years, according to AEW Marks.
And SummerSlam tickets go on sale Friday. Me and Del were just talking about that.
Fucking Mark. Apparently, Bandito no-showed GCW a bet.
He did, yeah.
Because, I mean, I wouldn't be on the same show with Nick Gage either, so good for Bandito.
Lindsay Dorado dropped out of a show because I think it's specifically because he was in a match against Travis Banks and Marty Scurll.
Oh, shit. Actually, I got another one. Kushida is done with WWE.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yep, he's headed back to NJPW, apparently. And there is one more thing that I want to talk about, but Sleazy is not here.
Oh, we're going to talk about it anyways? Fuck him.
No, we're not. We'll save it for next week because I want to talk about it with Sleazy because I think it's absolutely fucking hilarious. And I've actually praised Tony Khan a little bit on this show, and I'm going to bury the fuck out of him on the next show. Just for a little sneak peek, little preview, if you will.
If you will.
About the next show.
Oh, this is a new article.
What?
Stone Cold open to WrestleMania 39 involvement.
Oh? Well, it won't be wrestling.
Not a match. I read it. He's open. He says he's probably done wrestling, but he's open to appear at WrestleMania. Already rumors going around he's going to be the guest referee for Rock Reigns. Which isn't going to take place, I don't think, but okay.
That's going to be deadly. Deadly.
You don't think that's going to take place after they've been building it up for years?
Have they been building it up for years?
Yeah, because
Roman
is not the head of the table. The Rock is the head of the table.
But have they? Have they really been building it up for years? No. People just think because it's in LA and The Rock does movies, he's going to show up at WrestleMania and face Reigns. Yes, it would be great. Don't think it's going to happen. I think that's where Reigns is going to lose his title to Cody Rhodes. Anyway, I can't do a paper toss, so I got to save this for next week. Chip, what's your twatter?
So Sports Guru 728. Also follow the Best Darn Sports Show Period 2 with me and Fatman do. It'll be tonight about 8 o'clock.
No, it won't be tonight at 8 o'clock.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, Tuesdays at 8 o'clock. My bad. And you can find us on Facebook Live via StreamYard.
Ryan.
Fuck Reddit, remember? We had a wrestling show Reddit, but yeah, fuck Reddit.
Yeah, fuck Reddit. Listen to us every Saturday. Oh, go ahead.
This is just I'm stoned and looked at the camera and realized I got glasses back, and Sleazy's not here to actually appreciate that I have my glasses back.
Oh, shit, I just noticed that too. Whoops, my bad.
You can listen to us every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. on the Gear Network and wherever you get your podcast. They're a great group of guys. I got to get that in because Sleazy's a fucking mark. If
we're getting shit in, I hope Sleazy steps on a Lego.
Well, Sleazy, I hope he does too. It couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. So, and he's at TWS Sleazy. I'm at TWS Fat Man. You can find the show, the wrestling show at Sleazy Fat Man on Facebook. You can find us at Sleazy Fat Man on Twitter and Instagram. Apparently, Sleazy made a TikTok. I
don't know why.
Know why? Don't care. We will be in Providence, Rhode Island on May the 8th for WrestleMania Backlash. He will look like a sleazy fuck, and I'll look like a fat piece of shit. So, if you want to say hi, if you're in the Providence area, come by and we'll slap the shit out of you like Sleazy Slap Chip. So that's it for the show. For Canadian Sleazy.
Canadian Sleazy.
And for the Mark.
Pennsylvania Mark.
Pennsylvania Fats, you fat fuck. And for Sleazy, who's on assignment learning how to do
rehab. Sensitivity training. That's where he is.
Because he jerks off too hard from after he did a porn, so he needs to go to sensitivity rehab. And I am the Fat Man. This has been the wrestling show. Thank you so much for listening. Oh, yeah. Fuck Kenny Omega. Fuck Dave Meltzer. A hot dog's not a sandwich. And Sleazy, I hope when you come back from rehab, your little tiny Asian dick will not see any hermaphroditic porn because we love you and we miss you.
Get well soon.
Get well soon. And no more Sleazy. Just stop, please.
I'm a truth that you seem to run from. I'm an army of one. I'm a clip in your gun. I'm the pain of the game. The bloodshed in your name. When there's nothing to gain, I'm the world gone sad.
The preceding presentation has been brought to you by the Gear Network.